proper perspective. Yeah. But a lot of people are where they are today because the things they ought to know about themselves, they don't know, and it becomes an issue, a serious issue. People think that when it comes to identity or knowing who they are, it's just about their names and the family they're from, and that's it. Some people feel that, oh, my name is XYZ. You probably have a driver's license or a permanent voter's card now, a PVC, getting ready to vote. Some people who are 18 are so excited about it, like, yeah, I can vote now. If you're outside the country, you have a social security number, and some people think that that's what actually defines them. That's who you are. That's your identity. That's who you are. That's your identity. The thing is, that's not your identity. Okay, and in fact, that knowledge of knowing who you are, it has made me quite passionate about doing what I do by getting as many people as possible to really find themselves, not from not because you have a social security number if you're outside the country, or a student ID card, or a permanent voter's card, a PVC. Those things don't define you. Okay, maybe they even have a little title, doctor or chief. The fact is, they are pretty clueless when it comes to their true identity. Okay, I hear from these folks all the time. Sometimes I hear from I see emails or handwritten notes detailing their confusion. A few of which I have shared, one or two times on the show, different times on the show, about these people trying, to find themselves. Okay. Some of them, approach me probably after a speaking engagement, after a seminar, or having come into, having invited to speak at their church. They come up and just start to share. Okay. Share from and most of the time they're sharing and they're choking back tears because something from the message, something from the things that they've heard or that I have said has exposed a crack in their fragile identity. Now, at other times, I sit across from the table from a person in a normal Spain who is spilling out the disastrous result of pretending to be somebody God never intended him or her to be. And then, of course, there are the celebrations when, the holes in people's heart are filled up with their anxiety, relieved as they recognize and claim the authentic reality of who they really are. Now, how about you? Do you know who you are? If someone were to ask, who are you? Anyway, what would you say? What would your answer be? Most of us might respond to such a question with, answers that describe what we do, where we are from, and who we hang with, what we look like, or any number of other descriptors. For instance, you might, get an answer saying, oh, I'm an honest person. I'm from Edo State. I'm married to a very beautiful woman named Ikana. I'm a father. I drive XYZ car, and you just keep hearing descriptors and nothing on who you truly are, who you are really from the inside that you have discovered you to be. Okay, our unique individual descriptors are what makes us all so interesting, don't you think? Yeah. Okay, so way too often, though, our descriptors end up laying claim to far more of our lives than they deserve. So much so, they actually become who we are. Now, the misappropriation is the recipe for disaster because it has the power to steal away our very identities. And, while there are various ways for identity theft to happen, I've learned from personal experience and, through my conversations with people, different victims, that 4 situations are especially problematic. Four situations. Now, this includes the pursuit of relationship where someone else's view of who a person should be totally eclipses who the person actually is. Now, take a man or woman who obliterates his or her true self in order to create an identity acceptable to a person who might love them. Or the teenager, desperate for acceptance, who does things contrary to his or her own convictions in order to fight the crowd. Who is that person exactly when the lover or the crowd goes away? Who is that person? At that time, when you are alone by yourself, that's when you now begin to find, like, okay, who am I? At that time, you are also confused. It gets to a level where you are confused about who you truly are for yourself. Okay? Now, others among us build our identities around appearance. Convinced that if we can only be thinner, fitter, more handsome, or blonde, because how do you explain, ladies these days, they get all kinds of hair. They wear all kinds of wig. Yeah. And then some guys feel that, okay, they need to look muscular. And then our craving for acceptance will be satisfied if we look more like these things that we think are who we are. Now, we all enjoy looking our best, and we need to properly care for the bodies God has, entrusted to us. But when our appearance becomes our identity, we're in danger of succumbing to problems ranging from eating disorders to insecurity-driven physical, alterations. Another area with the power to steal our identity is success. Yes, you heard me right. Success has that power, has that ability to steal who you truly are. Like relationships and appearance, success in itself is an attribute God gave us the motivation to achieve and the encouragement to make the most of our lives. But when all consuming pursuits of that trophy, corner office, that car, that dream car, it becomes, a serious problem. Or, the applause, the fame. If that becomes our identity, it can and does wreck lives, relationships, and even our soul. And that question, how do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your soul? How do you benefit? I mean, that question was asked by the son of the carpenter over 2,000 years ago. Okay, so talk about a culturally relevant question. Yeah. And then there is what may be the thorniest issue of all, a person's past. Someone said that we might be done with our pasts, but most of the time, our past is not done with us. Oh, yeah. What have you been through? Yeah, a person's past. For some of us, the belittling or hurtful parental judgments hammered into us as children continue to play again and again in our adult's mind. For others, our own past behaviors result in shame or guilt, creating an identity that can entrap us long after those behaviors have ceased. In both cases, the past distorts our self-image, substituting a false identity for the one we were meant to enjoy. Now, the good news is that none of this is a surprise to the manufacturer himself. In his love for us, he has offered the very remedy we need to foil the theft and reclaim the identities he meant for us to have in the first place. And in subsequent shows, we've talked extensively about how important it is for you to find you, for you to embark on that journey. It's a journey of finding who you truly are, so that you stop running other people's race, so that you are you, and then you begin to make do of what your life truly and really is all about. Because if you don't find you, there is something that has been connected to you that is special, that is unique, that until you find, we will all suffer because you've not found it, because you've not discovered it. So it's important that you that journey of finding who you truly are. More importantly, you learn about, remedy and how to navigate these murky waters. Okay? And I hope as you start off that journey, by making up your mind to join, the WhatsApp training that is around the corner, it'll go a long way to make sure that you're not part of those people whose identity has been stolen. Yeah. So, do you know who you are? Or you're suffering from identity theft, or suffering from the past mistakes you have made. We say it regularly here that when things go wrong, don't go with it. Yeah, and mistake is a verb, not a noun. Mistake is a verb. Okay, it's an action word. A noun is the name of any person, animal, place, or thing. When you make a mistake, you are not your mistake. And it's okay to make a mistake. And when you fail, you are not a failure. Failing is a verb, not a noun. So because you failed, does that make you a failure? No. Oh, okay. So Einstein, is it Einstein now? Who's the guy that created light again? Thomas Edison. Thank you. So the guy failed 10,000 times. Does it make him a failure? No. He said he only discovered ways that a particular thing cannot generate light, cannot be, So what kind of mindset do you have towards your mistakes? I have made tons of mistakes, and I have failed in different areas. I've shared here how I have lost millions. 2016, 2017, close to 4 million naira in business. Does that make me a failure? No. I've only learned. And, when I cried to my mentor and I said, look what just happened, I just lost this 4.5 million. And he laughed. I said, you're laughing at me? He said, I'm laughing. He said, because you didn't lose money, you paid school fees. I said, how do you mean? He said, have you learned something from the money you have lost? I said, yes, you paid school fees, just that the school fees is very expensive. So your mindset is what helps you to stay afloat, to stay focused when things happen to you. So what are you doing about that mindset to remain sane, to remain sweet, to remain, top notch? So once again, who are you? Who are you? Do you know you? Do you know your temperament? Do you know your love language? Have you discovered why you are here? Because as we say regularly, you're not just here to, go to school, get a good job, get married, have kids, and then start getting sick, and then die. And then that's it. And that's the end of Solomon Grundy, right? No, there is something about your life. There's a reason the Creator created you, and you need to find it. I'm living mine. Are you living yours? Are you living yours? That's the question. Yeah, so if some of the things that I've said is, making some sense to you and is beginning to get you to think and get you to, don't worry. You don't need to worry about it. What you need to do is start that journey of finding you. And how do you do that? You need to join up the WhatsApp training. It's going to be an awesome time we'll be having. That there are 30 questions that I cannot, start pushing out right here because of time. All right. So on the WhatsApp training, everything gets exposed, everything and much more is right there that helps you find you. Okay, so if you're interested, if you'd like to get that journey started, it's simple. If you're on WhatsApp, then congratulations to you. All right, add up the number 080-238-10372. That's 080-238-10372. Okay, that was fast, right? 080-372-10. No, 080-238 080-238-10372. That's the number. I got it right now. Okay. Yeah. Add it up and then you'll be able to make that finding and start that journey of finding who you truly are. It's still Love and Life Lounge, sharing, learning, and growing. Yeah. See you at the other side.